Yo, what's up, guys? So I just finished 4th at YCS Indiana. I played Mannadium. I played lots of different cards. I want you guys to see this. This is the new way to play this. Post to Gob. The deck's absolutely insane. And I really felt like I had a really unfair advantage throughout the whole tournament. I was undefeated until the last round in Swiss. And yeah, top 4 or 4th place. But the unfair advantage is that people are playing shit decks. Basically every deck that's not Mannadium. And you could I've broken Telemint boards of like 8 interruptions. I've broken mirror match boards with Nib and Ash in hand with Oppo, Baron, reframing, all that shit. It's very easy though to get to like 8 interruptions, 7 interruptions, but you need to play the deck perfect. So I'm gonna show you guys all the cards I do. I don't main deck reframing, all this stuff. I'll show you everything. So that being said, let's get into it. Before we do though, I want anyone to smash the subscribe button, and I want to give a big shout out to Pac for filming this video, and I want to give a big shout out as well to Sam, who actually let me half my deck. So let's get into the video. Let's go. So first off, play 3 Samsara, 3 Rykart, 3 Roomheart, Rhoda. So the idea behind this is they have 10 normal summons. Yes, 10 normal summons, you break a lot, Trif, right? But by drawing any collection of them, they're also special summon. So you could draw all 3, that's beautiful, that's so broken. Because all 3 are getting summoned and all 3 are ensuring that you brick, that you don't brick. There's about 30 starters in this deck where it's impossible to ever brick. And Samsara is insane. It's a 1 card full starter, and Astrolot is the entire deck. And you want more cards that get you to Astrolot other than Visas. And I play 2 Visas, but also play Perlarino, I'll get there after. But you need to play 3/3/3 and the one Rhoda. It gives you the 10 of these. And drawing them in any conjunction with anything is incredible, but you just never brick. That way and they're all 1 card starters. They're all like 1 card, 8,000 plus damage. They're all 1 card, like 5 negates. So you just do all this stuff additionally with everything else. And then you have 2 Vices, but you play Perlarino and you search it a lot. You search Perlarino a lot with the Synchro 8. So it's like you have all the Vices you really want. And because of this, you also have a lot. If you ever hard draw these, make sure never to be caught in a hand where Samsara is stuck in your hand with no Visas cards in your graveyard. Make sure to go out of your way to summon Visas Amritara with this, so this could be live, or go out of your way to summon Vices on the field. This is also why I play Nightmare Unicorn. If you don't have access to Vices, sometimes you have like hands like this, where like 2 Samsaras, like this is your hand. And you could do so good if one of these hit the grave, you could do like full combo by itself. So I play Nightmare Unicorn for that purpose, which we'll get to after. But play 3, it's the best card. 3 Fenrir, the other best card. Because going first, Fenrir will search you this. Going second, Fenrir will get rid of your opponent's card and search you this. So it's full starter plus getting rid of a card, plus entering battle, getting rid of 2 cards. Fenrir is by far, I think I could safely say it's the best card in the deck going second, because it's both full combo. So if you notice so far, we have 10 full cards that are full combo, 13 that are full combo, and the rest are just spells that search full combo. You have like 30 starters in this deck, it's impossible to brick. Except I only bricked 1 time the whole tournament in top 4. I drew 2 Meek and Arrival and 2 defensive cards. This is pathetic. Anyways, then the Scare Cash, you play 3 Meek. The only time you'll brick is when you draw 2 of these. Don't play Torrid, that's not even debatable. If you play Torrid, I'm gonna find you and slap you. That card's so ass. I'm not gonna play 2 Meek, I'm not a bozo, but 3 Meek, the only time you brick is you draw 2 of these. It will happen, happened to me multiple times, but the rest of my cards are just insane. There was one hand at the tournament, guys, I opened 3 Calarium, okay? And 2 random cards. So obviously I can't use the other 2 Calarium, right? My opponent had Nib and Ash. Sorry, he had Ash and Imprim and Fenrir. I put him 5 negates. And then he had 3 Pearly starters. I only used 1 of my interruptions and he scooped. Later. But 3 of these, definitely don't play Torrid. You'll search it whenever you want. That's it for the monsters. 18 monsters, with Rhoda being the 19th card I threw in here, because it's basically like the monster you want. 3 Calarium, Perlarino, Rightsoft, and 2 Rectphobia. You play this because you obviously play Terraforming, and Thrust is a massive part of this deck. Same with Rhoda. Now, does this deck lose to Droll? Absolutely, yes. So that is still not, I go back in time and see all my losses, 90% of my losses are Droll. The only other 10% are actual games that go out without Droll, that my opponent goes first. I'm not losing going first, but my opponent goes first, puts up some board, and I obliterate it, and he doesn't have Droll. 90% of my losses were Droll. Hands down, except, yeah, like 10% of them. So, yeah, the deck loses to Droll, they better have it, but there's ways to play around Droll, like, decently to still put up some negates. And you need to play the Perlarino to have Visas and Amritara, be able to search this without wasting this to search Vices. 2 Arrival, 2 Obsession, 1 Imaginings. Yeah, play it. That's the correct ratio. Next, the 8 defensive cards that I play is 3 Droplet, 2 Talent, 2 Econ, and 1 Realm Uology. I do not play Reframing in the main deck because the end board ends on enough interruptions by itself. Like if you don't draw any of the defensive cards, it ends on YCS Matara searching this, plus Baron, plus Dispatter, plus SP. That's 4 interruptions. Additionally, you play 5 ways to Fenrir. You play 7 other defensive cards, so that's 12. So additionally, on top of the 4 negates, you're putting up your total defensive cards with a lot of follow-up. So I feel that's enough to win. I'm pretty sure we should throw Apollousa back in because Apollousa is free. I don't main deck it, I side deck it. Apollousa is free on top. And yeah, I would continue playing this card. The reason why I was breaking so many boards is that this is your average hand. Your average hand will look something along the lines of like, 2 of these 8, 2 of these 13. Because keep in mind, you're playing these with rights off. So if you're going second, look at it like this. You're going second, right? You have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 13 defensive cards. Going second is 6 cards. Pack with 12. I'm pretty sure it's like 90%, isn't it? To C2 or 80%? 80% going second.
Yeah, it's like 100% actually.
In fact, you're gonna see 2 of these going second. You see 2 of these going second, and I go shuffle up the rest of the deck. Any combination of the other 4, it doesn't matter.
Just LTK your
like
board.
it's just any 4, and if you notice, none of these are bricks, unless you draw like double meek. But like whatever, that's fine. These are all starters. They all combo cards. They're all extenders. They all put cards on the board. So any combination of these 4, additionally with any combination of these 2, or vice versa, you can even draw 4 of these and 2 of these. You win the game because they're all 1-card starters. And post side, this 13 bumps up to 22. So yeah, draw one of the 22. Can you imagine that? You play 22 defensive cards, bro. You're destroying all these ugly decks. And that's 40 in the main. The extra. I was borrowing SP, so SP is here. My end board, as I said, SP is a big part of it. I played Dark, Unicorn, Naxxus Code. These came up so often. If you're going second, you need these in your deck. So now you just have to make the decision. You have to side extra deck cards. I don't give a shit. That's the play. You have to do it. I'm convinced. The Mannadium extra deck is way more valuable than the Mannadium side deck because it's how many decks are there in the format pack? 1 billion?
Bro, there might be 4,000 decks right
Exactly. Because there's 4,000 decks, it's very difficult to side specifically for each deck. If you do that, there's gonna be no space in your side and you won't have enough cards for everything. So the best way to side is by playing stuff that are generic for everyone. Due to that purpose, cards like Thrust, Lightning Storm, Evenly, Duster, for the most part, Talons, Called by the Grave, they're good versus every matchup going second. There's not a single matchup I can think of that I'm not playing those cards, except Purely, but we have other cards for that are searchable with all those cards. So that frees up like 7, 6, 5 slots in your extra deck for extra deck cards or like one of like stuff like reframing, whatever. I played 2 Astrolaud, but yeah, I think I'm gonna main deck Apollousa and remove Unicorn, but Unicorn or Dark, one of these have to go for Apollousa, but then you have to side deck it going second. Because going second, you're going to want to Unicorn your Vices in hand if they stop your thing. 2 Astrolaud is fine because what you do is you actually use SP, which is proxy here. It's the 14th, it's a 15th card, I just was borrowing it. Use SP to banish the Astrolaud from your graveyard, to banish it, and use Dispatter to destroy, to put Astrolaud back. So going first, when you actually want 3 Astrolaud, you always have 2. Only use 1 Astrolaud turn 1, you put it back, so then you actually start your turn to OTK with 2 Astrolauds. And I don't know if you guys saw this replay, it wasn't a full-fledged, it wasn't a full-fledged, what's it called, feature match. But when one of the feature matches was done, one of the cameras going around and caught Teal Element player's board. It's full Teal Element board, Scream, Perlerino, Dweller, Collado, Super Poly Set, Tear Cash in hand, more shit, Wallow, Fenrir, full-ass board, full board. I obliterated him through Access Code, Double Vicious Astrolaud, 12,000 damage. It was like, it was 7, and he had a shuffler, 1 shuffler engraved. He milled the fuck done. It was like 7 interest plus. OTK, bro. 12,000 damage because of this stuff. Also, so the synchros, 6, 8. You play this as well. Play this, play Crimson. I even thought about cutting Crimson, but I made Crimson just as much as I made Dispatter. You go into these every single game first or second. They're mandatory. And I don't play a 3rd Synchro 10 because the only time you want a 3rd Synchro 10 is not going second. Going second, you never want a 3rd Synchro 10 because you're either OTKing or destroying their board instead of negates and they're not winning. Or you're never going to want, there's no scenario in the universe where you're going to be like, oh, this Chenging is definitely better than Baron in this specific scenario going second. It's absolutely never going to come up where you would prefer a Chenging, which is like versus Baron, because Baron is a negate, it's a pop. There's no scenario where that will ever happen. But going first, the only time you want a Chenging is so you could, on your follow-up, have another Synchro 10. That's why we play, you'd rather just do links. Make links to follow-up, OTK them. What do you need a follow-up for in negates? You're OTKing, you're going second, you have double, like, you get what I'm saying? So you don't need a 3rd Synchro 10, no matter what. Apollosa does need to be in here with SP. The question now is what is Apollosa going to be removed between one of these? Access code cannot leave. What would you play, Pac? Dark or Unicorn?
I would cut this because Dark, you can, against Unchained, you can Dark their Rage and Rage into a Low Knight on their turn.
Yeah.
Also, you can like Dark your opponent's Low Knight. That might come up too.
Yeah.
So Dark is just crazy.
Yeah, and Dark a lot of the times helps make that access code as well. So you don't really need the Unicorn for that. Now the side deck, going back to what I mentioned, cards like this, every matchup you have to put in Call by the Grid because a lot of people are playing Joel. So you just put this only post side, first or second against every single deck because of Joel. If you look at this, is 9 cards. This is exactly 9 cards that I remove. I'm not going to tell you guys, but there's exactly 9 cards that I remove. So you put these 9 in. That ends up being about 20 defensive cards post side. So 20 defensive cards post side, and the only bricks per se, like not combo card talents, draws 2 if you're missing Engine. Thrust searches Rhoda or Terraforming to get Engine, and Thrust is like that's gone. Fenrir is also a search and combo. So the only actual bricks per se is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 droplet at 9 and 2 econ. That's only 11 that we're going second with 6 cards that are like non-combo pieces. The rest is like you're playing 29 combo pieces, but you're also playing like 22 defensive cards. It's some absurd math like that. It's crazy, and that's why this deck's insane going second. And then you OTK so many decks and like 6 interruptions, no problem. You side 1 Herald of the Abyss for purely.
Yo, chill, put that away.
And the main reason for that also is obviously the thrust. Now, as nice as it is, where's the thrust? Okay, as nice as this is, it's not like your be-all end-all. There's many outs to the purely play. For example, you just keep playing until they eventually use purely, the noir, and you use droplets in a monster, and they just hard lose. So it's very difficult to lose post side when you have cards like this. Even stuff like Fenrir Search, Scare Cash, scare them into the battle phase just to get it to like 4 materials or something or 3, and then use your actual card to pop it. It's not difficult. The only way Purley is going to beat you is if they draw Joel and Lockbird. Just how 99% of decks are going to beat you, the only way they're going to beat you is Joel and Lockbird. I've yet to figure out a better way to do it. Maining Dimension Shifter siding Dimension Shifter might be a way. Playing Horus might be a way, but it's pretty ass. The deck is so good you don't want to insert it with all this nonsense. Play 1 D barrier. The reason why is for those scenarios where they draw you, no problem. There's only a few decks that D barrier solos, so you still have the thrust for the D barrier. So if you get drolled, you just skip their turn as well. If I could find any other turn skip card for Unchained and Rescue Ace, if there was a turn skip for Rescue Ace and Unchained, that needs to be in here as well. Sadly, there's not. And what else do we have here? Mannadium Reframing, we always put this in going first. Gaga Cowboy's attack effect is really powerful. I really want a monster of 2,500 attack. It's really strong. And then Apollosa and Underworld Goddess. So this also you put in only for Purley. No other matchup you really need it for. And this is, you always put this in going first. You just make your decision between these two, what you want to put in for that. And that's it. That's the deck. The deck performed exactly as I expected. 4th, I'm not happy with that. I should have finished 1st place. I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm a little bit upset this profile. I was trying to be happy, but I really wanted to win. I was so close. And Richmond, I will win. And why? Because it's an unfair advantage. I'm literally playing a tier 0 deck when people are playing tier 2 decks. So it's an unfair advantage, so you guys make sure to take care of that advantage yourself. Slap up your opponents, and I'll see you guys in the top cut of Richmond because you're playing my deck. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. See you next video. Peace.